Astounding images. American reality transcending a dream. But what is it we are witnessing? A culmination of achievement or first steps? Into space, shuttle orbiters routinely take us to conduct a visit and return. But the visits are too brief. We need to stay, to work. The answer, a permanent space station, allowing men and women to work in space for as long as the work requires. And there is much work to be done. Scientists will use the space station as an orbiting laboratory. Industry and government will use the station to develop new technologies. A space station is the next logical step on a path that began little more than 26 years ago. The surprise of Sputnik catalyzed the nation. We took our first steps, not all successful, toward fulfilling the mandate of a newly formed National Aeronautics and Space Administration to ensure leadership, expand human knowledge, and pursue practical benefits. As we reached up to space, the human element was a commitment from the start. They were called astronauts. And Project Mercury would determine if we could travel to space and return safely. Alan Shepard's suborbital flight lasted only 15 minutes. But that step gave America new hope, and a young president gave the space program a new and bold challenge.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project...
Mercury astronaut John Glenn's flight into Earth orbit became a benchmark in our manned conquest of space. By its completion, Project Mercury had taken 6 Americans into space and back. Project Gemini, the next step. 2 astronauts in larger capsules for longer periods. We're learning to maneuver and to be active in space.
I think I'm dragging a little bit, so I don't want to fire the gun yet. Okay, I'm out. Okay, now, close to it.
Unmanned spacecraft were also at work. Ranger and Surveyor were sent to photograph and test the lunar surface to help select landing sites for the biggest step of all, Project Apollo. Heroic proportion characterized Apollo in every way. The technology, the scale, and the extent of a peacetime effort. American astronauts headed into space to a destination that gave the world an unforgettable event.
Astronauts report it feels good. 20 seconds. Ignition sequence starts. 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine power. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
The missions of Apollo changed our perspective forever.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
The goal had been reached, but the achievement would continue for 6 visits. We made use of our best human capacities. 12 Americans exploring, experimenting, and collecting.
As you get close to it, it's almost like a powder.
From what we brought back, we have unlocked secrets to the origin of both the moon and the Earth. On the heels of Apollo, America launched Skylab, a temporary orbital workstation where we developed skills in space repair and observed the Earth and the Sun from this unobstructed vantage point. Other images of Earth have been captured through the sensors of unmanned satellites. Satellites serve us day and night with sophisticated communications networks and the far-reaching benefits of advanced weather forecasting. Far beyond, in the distant reaches of our solar system, astonishing views have been transmitted by unmanned Pioneer and Voyager spacecraft. With Viking, our science fiction concept of Mars was replaced by direct observation and analysis. thousands of images, but no evidence of life. But there was life in America's manned space program, the Space Shuttle. After an absence of 6 years, Americans were heading for space to go to work.
T-minus 10, 9, we have go for main engine start. We have main engine start. Minus 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. We have ignition of the solid rocket boosters and liftoff. Liftoff of America's Space Shuttle, and the Space Shuttle has cleared the tower. Columbia, Houston, Roger. If you can give us a quick door status, we're 30 seconds to LOS.
The shuttle is like a space truck. It's more efficient, more versatile, and more productive than any previous spacecraft, allowing us to travel to space routinely, perform our tasks, return to Earth,
gear coming down,
and fly again.
Gear down. And we have touchdown, unofficial touchdown time for the main gear, 10:07, 47:23.
Challenger, we're getting a good picture from the flight deck.
Arriving on station and on time.
Okay, 5-minute check was good on the IS indicators. We're going down.
Shuttle crews are delivering and deploying payloads into space. Private industry and foreign governments are regular clients.
That's a shift over to the Delta camera.
Looks great.
And each shuttle mission seems to involve more complex, more valuable, and more consequential work. The most ambitious international space venture yet was undertaken in the shuttle's cargo bay. Space Lab is an orbital laboratory developed by the European Space Agency. Experiments were conducted by on-board scientists in simultaneous collaboration with their colleagues on Earth.
How about that? Looks very nice. Go ahead. Yes. Because you can also turn it around. That's an incivility. Don't touch it.
Much work and much learning. But there are moments, too, of profound symbolism and drama.
Challenger, Houston's with you at Hawaii for 7.5 minutes.
A lonely voyage dreamed of almost forever.
We're with you, and TVs are on. I think we have the elbow camera selected for you first. That might be a good view.
Moving away from the orbiter out to a distance of 150 feet and then returning.
It's a fantastic view.
Following that, about 10 minutes later, he will go out to a distance.
Of course, the purpose is practical. There is work for us to do in space beyond the limits of handrails and tethers. Within a critically limited window of time and fuel, a shuttle crew must retrieve a damaged Solar Max satellite and repair it in orbit.
Hey, Jay, I'm almost done with these screws. They're all coming out real good.
We could feel the real meaning of work in space.
And all the pins look real good.
They did it,
Clock reports they have
and we were proud.
Solar Max is dead on the sun.
We were also facing a growing reality. Our shuttle works. As a transportation system, it is an undeniable American success. But we need a permanent presence in space. We need more time, more room, and more equipment in space. We need to take the next logical step.
We can reach for greatness again. We can follow our dreams to distant stars, living and working in space for peaceful economic and scientific gain. Tonight, I am directing NASA to develop a permanently manned space station and to do it within a decade.
With the leadership provided and the goals set forth, NASA is at work.
There's 8 different computer facilities, and the models generated.
The idea of a space station isn't new to Americans. We've long imagined living and working in space. But the need, the capability, and most importantly, the commitment is no longer a matter of imagination. NASA engineers are considering a vast range of technologies and designs to best serve the space station's many functions. The final design will reflect the creativity and disciplines of the many men and women of NASA and private industry. From the outset, NASA's space station team members must consider a myriad of technical questions and design implications.
The agency is going to be integrating all of the various components and elements and has to perform all of the system trade studies and the sizing activities.
Are you going to bring the air and water up from the ground for the space station to use, or whether you're going to use advances in technology in order to recycle the air and water?
How many people you'll have up there? How long do you want to stay?
When we need sun, what doesn't need sun? What gets cold, what gets hot?
How much volume do the users require to do their experiments? How much power do they require?
With the aid of computers and sophisticated graphics, the concepts can take shape and a scenario unfold. The essential first element, the shuttle orbiter, will deliver materials, modules, and manpower to the construction site in space. Each prefabricated module will be lifted and assembled from the shuttle's cargo bay by remote manipulating arms and astronaut crews. The first modules will be designed as living and working quarters for 6 to 8 persons. Power will be an immediate need, provided by solar panels constantly oriented to transform energy from the sun into electricity. Another module will be outfitted as a laboratory and workshop. Others will house equipment for power, for communication, and storage space for supplies and spare parts. There will be provision for automated experiments on board, as well as on nearby free-flying platforms. Developing the space station will advance the technology of robotics and automation. We have a space program in order to do useful things in space. Science, technology, and the private sector will find the space station highly adaptable to their wide-ranging needs. Space is about to become a place of business, where companies will develop new products for use here on Earth. The space station will also be a repair base for servicing satellites. What was accomplished for Solar Max under great pressure will become routine. Maintaining and redeploying satellites for both government and private industry. Within the station, research in many scientific disciplines will be carried out. Science and private industry will take advantage of the fact that some materials can be better produced or only produced in the low-gravity environment of space. From crystals and computer chips to pharmaceuticals and silicon wafers. The space station will stimulate development of new technologies and may lead to new industries that will benefit us all. International realities underscore the need. The Soviet Union already has a small but operational station where cosmonauts are at work. And as Europe, Japan, and other nations work on space programs of their own, both cooperation and competition have intensified. President Reagan has invited our allies to join the space station program, and several nations are already studying what components they may develop. Like a base camp for mountain climbers, the space station will serve us in the next century as a point of departure for our future explorations of space. Whatever shape the final design takes, it will be a flexible configuration, allowing for evolution in size and function. NASA will start with a station that is modest in scale. Over time, it can grow as our needs arise. Our brief quarter-century in space has inspired the imagination, the creativity, and the pride of the entire nation. In the 1980s, the shuttle has provided leadership in space. In the 1990s, America's space station will enable us to retain that leadership.